Does size matter? Welcome back to the channel, fishy folks. My name is Michael from Michael's Fisherman, and today we'll be talking about the age-old question: does size matter? According to my wife, no, doesn't really matter, but you know, that just could be for other reasons. Anywho, we're talking about tank size. So, of course, this comes from Facebook, and the reason for the video is I won 2 of these massive Aquarium Bowfront fish tanks. This is about 1.4 gallons. It comes with a filter and an LED light, and it's ideal for your betta. And it's got a gourmet on top. I don't know if I said it right. You guys make fun of me. I don't really care. Now, folks, the question about size is one that I see quite often. In fact, I was looking at a Facebook group. I don't remember the group. It doesn't really matter. But somebody asked a question about a 2.5 gallon tank. What can they stock with it? And a few people mentioned nothing should be put in a 2.5 gallon tank. And then, of course, the argument of, would you like to live in a closet? Came up, and I just laughed. So that argument is invalid, because the needs of humans and the needs of fish very, very different. So whenever I see that, what I really want to do is say, shut the up! That's what I want to say, but I don't. Well, sometimes I do. Not in quite so many words, but you know what I'm saying. So, does size matter? Yes and no. And here's an example. A fish like quarries like a lot of swimming room, right? So a 10-gallon tank that's, I don't know, what's a 10-gallon tank? 12 inches high? By 18 inches, I think. Anywho, the footprint of a 10-gallon tank is probably the bare minimum that you could have quarries in, because they like to swim along the bottom. But the footprint of a 40-gallon and the footprint of a 30-gallon is exactly the same, so it wouldn't matter. So the footprint in that case is more important. Take high tanks. Angelfish like the high tanks because they swim mid-water, sometimes high, but they grow with their fins. They can grow quite tall, so they need that space. Tetras, on the other hand, or most schooling fish, they want swim space. So they want a big footprint. Doesn't have to be very high, doesn't have to be very deep. They just want a bigger footprint. So the question about size really depends on the species of the fish. Take taco, for instance. Taco right here is in a 44-gallon acrylic tank. It's a 3-foot tank. It's the perfect size for the space that I had when I bought it. It was the right price, and it works. And people in that group, that's a cup, not a tank, sir, blew their gaskets completely about this. He's hitting this so hard, I can feel it. I would be scared he would crack glass. He's hitting it so hard. Anywho, they went insane because they need more space to swim. No, they don't. They're not big swimmers. They don't even chase food very much. I mean, they do, but if they miss, they kind of give up. They don't, like, swim a lot. You know how I know this? I keep a flower horn, and I have for many years now. So I know kind of how to take care of them and how my guy is thriving in his tank. So in this case, a flower horn doesn't need big swimming space. They're not big swimmers. But like I said, tetras do, cories do, the schooling fish type do. Bettas do not. Most bettas are not big swimmers. They're very lazy, like yours truly. In fact, many people project their feelings. Oh, they need things to do. They need toys. No, they don't. They need to eat, and that's pretty much it. They breathe by going to the top. They swim around a little bit, but every time I look at my betta fish's tank, Wicket, he's upstairs. He's sleeping pretty much. Growing, thriving, very colorful, not unhealthy at all. But that's what he's doing. So I know he's healthy, I know he's fine. So this 1.45 gallons, I think that's what the calculator came out to, is fine for a betta. What it comes down to is the fish and what footprint they need and your ability to maintain water quality, which is really the most important, because an unhappy fish in dirty water is going to die. But an unhappy fish in clean water probably will be fine. Probably. Now, bettas in particular are much like people. They have a lot of different personalities. Some of them really like interaction, and a few of them probably enjoy swimming a lot. But most, in my experience, do not. So, yes, this would be fine for a betta. Now, if you're a brand new fish keeper and you're watching this, don't get a tank this small. They're hard to maintain. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't understand the nitrogen cycle, this is a difficult tank to maintain. Much more difficult than a 10-gallon. You know, probably 100 times more difficult than a 20-gallon. And it goes exponential from there, if you know what I'm saying. This is a neat little tank. It has a little filtration system, has a little LED light. I don't know how good the LED light is, but it would probably grow some easy-to-grow plants. The filtration is probably not the best, but it would do fine for a tank like this. One of the comments I made in one of the Facebook groups about the size of a tank is, it all depends on your ability to maintain water quality, and that everything that you do in the tank affects that, right? So if you feed... I'm fine. You can buy that shirt, by the way, in my Teespring. There's a link down below. But if you feed crappy food and overfeed, there will be a lot of waste, and that will cause high ammonia, which will in turn cause high nitrites, which of course high nitrates, and your fish probably won't be very happy and may even die. But if you're feeding a quality food like Dr. Basilier's, and you're feeding the right amount for a betta, a few 5, 6 pellets a day is probably enough. There isn't going to be a lot of waste. There isn't going to be a lot of decaying food. Your water qualities will be easier to maintain. So let's just think about it this way. Tank size isn't as important as the footprint, depending on your fish, and your ability to maintain water quality. If you're lazy AF like me, it's probably not a good idea. I have 2 tanks upstairs. I haven't changed water in either of them in well over 6 months. Well, that's not true. The Angelfish tank, which doesn't have any angelfish in it right now, we completely had to redo because of a heater malfunction. But before that, I hadn't changed water in a year probably, if not more. I've never changed the water in Wicket's tank. I just fill it up. I haven't even actually cleaned the filter in Wicket's tank since I set it up. So I don't know how long that is, but that's a long time. But he's happy. He's healthy. I haven't tested the water because I don't need to. All right, fishy folks, that does it for today's video. Please check out my website, michaelsfishroom.com. And if you want to buy one of the cool shirts like this, or the one that says cough, cough, I'm fine, or I got kicked out of whatever fish group it was Cookies Fish Room. What a joke that is. Check out my Teespring store. All right, guys, have a great day. See you, bye. Does size matter? Welcome back to the channel, fishy folks. You can see this. Yeah.